And I welcome you all to the lovely setting of Our Lady's Manors Church, set in the grounds of the former home of Mariah Edgeworth. And we were privileged to have permission to use this wonderful venue. I would ask that you respect the venue and the performers by turning off your mobile phones, and the emergency exits are marked. I hope you don't have to use them. The festival committee has put together a wonderful evening's entertainment, so you just sit back and enjoy it. As part of our annual festival, we organise a poetry and short story competition. As in previous years, we've had a very high standard and a very large entry. This year, the difficult task of selecting the winners fell to Nuala O'Connor. Nuala is a native of Dublin and now lives in East Galway. She is a widely published author. Her short story, Consolata, was shortlisted for the Short Story of the Year in 2017. She has recently published her fourth novel, Becoming Bella, which I found to be a great read. As one of the characters, William reminded me of Richard Edgeworth, who inherited this estate here and lived it up in England and ran away to Gretna Green at the age of 19 to marry his first wife, Anne-Marie Elders. And I think it's worthwhile saying a little bit about him. He married 4 times, and during the night I'll give you a few quotes from what he said. It was his first marriage was a very unhappy marriage, and Mariah was the eldest daughter, and she was from the first marriage. But he said, I don't know if you get away with it nowadays. He wrote to Erasmus Darwin, Charles Darwin's grandfather, who was a great friend of Edgeworth, and he wrote to him, he said, I felt the inconvenience of an early and hasty marriage, and though I heartily repent my folly, I determined to bear with firmness and temper the evil which I had brought upon myself. Perhaps pride and some share in my resolution. So that's what he thought of his first marriage. I would now like to call on Nuala to announce the winners in reverse order, and they might recite the poem. Thank you.
Thanks, Lily and Matt. I've prepared a few words just about the winning poem, so I'll just read that first and then I'll call up the winners to read their poems. The poetry entered to the Edgeworth Town Poetry Festival Prize was, I found, ripe with energy. There's a vibrancy in language and form, in subject matter and its execution. The author, Joseph O'Connor, says, if you're serious about writing, then you're a writer 24 hours a day. In the office, in school, doing the dishes, and in your dreams. Writers have their eyes open, they keep them open all the time. I love, as readers, see exactly what writers have had their eyes open to as they live their lives. I love, as a hungry reader, how close I can get to the words on the page, seeing where the writer's imagination has caught fire and let loose. I relish always a writer's love for the language they're moulding and playing with. The third prize winner, 40 Foot of Swimming Women, is a gorgeous homage in sonnet form to female swimmers in Dublin, whose mauve scars on stones are their imprimatur of love. This poet blends feminism, history, politics and hope with a wry humour, and it's beautifully done. The second prize winner, Sandpiper, is written in homage to Elizabeth Bishop, who wrote a poem of the same name, deeply fixed in nature. This poet, our poet, however, examines the relentless nature of modern life with its noise breaking through headlines, and of how occasionally pearls are prized from oyster hours, a beautiful and startling image that arrested me the instant I read it. Our winning poem, Hungry Hill, this poet has their eyes open to the beauty of the natural world, as well as to the significance or not of human existence. The poet writes of faces weighing one another, each not knowing which one is welcoming and which one is hungered. This is an elliptical poem, one that begs reading and rereading to unearth its beauties. It's intricately and carefully written and a joy to read. So I want to congratulate the poets most sincerely I hope these wins give each of you the shot in the arm that makes you continue to not only write more, but to enter competitions more and get your work out there for publication. We need these kind of fresh voices. So I just really found out today who the winners were. So it's my pleasure first to welcome to the stage Ronnie Daly from Dublin, who wrote 40 Foot of Swimming Women.
Thanks everybody. This is 40 Foot of Swimming Women. Circle of ladies in floral costumes ease themselves into its not green water. Great tidal font awash with daughters whose waters have swelled generations, borne the suckling cries of a nation. Mauve scars and stomachs their imprimatur of love. Own strokes on a grandmother, left by those suspended in her inflation. Martello spills shadow into the bay, darkens the rock pivots gathered to feed off limpets and winkles on the breakers. A shriveled soul swims by in his grey pelt, a warped knot of a man, submerged in what once were men-only waters. Thank you.
Winner is Liam Ryan from Portlaoise. Unfortunately, he was away at the moment and can't attend. And then our first prize winner is Christopher James, who lives between France and Thailand, and happily he's here tonight to join us and to read his winning poem, Hungry Hell.
Can I just say how honoured I am to win the prize? It's really more than encouraging, and thank you so much, Nuala, for your excellent choice. And thank you, Angela, and the organising committee for inviting me. I think it's great to encourage poetry in general and poets in particular. And I'm also learning an awful lot about Edgeworth by the minute, as we speak. My poem is Hungry Hill, and as Nuala said, it's not an easy poem, so I'll try and read it quite slowly. Height can prize a mind, like a tin opener for a saving meal, conjured from a bag's of afterthought. Some wrench the last stab of legs for height's food, opening their bodies out on a wet rock at Healy Pass, wondering, as they pick out the white dot lost below, if it is that the extremity of beauty, and its stone garden wall the deadline of hunger. The eye scouts a ridge's belly, the wind back and forth only to reread its single same book. There's all who left for good, though never truly did, others who came for some unfound thing, and not yet are. And boots that packed the rote of living into creases of earth at the Lynn Heather line. Across the crests, mist's tall tails overrun lazily like a world into veiled bragging. Hole up some downsized walkers, their world now for a saucepan. 1 hour to the white dot below, the door knock and its full-blown interval of more wondering. A face then, Wayne another, each not knowing which one is welcoming, which one is hungered. Thank you.
I'll now call on Nuala to give us a flavour of her own poetry. Thank you.
I won't detain you too long. It's a real treat for me to read I'll just read a couple of poems from a couple of my collections. The first one I want to read was written after the poem of somebody else, a poem called Sunset, Route 90, Brewster County. That was written by Campbell McGrath, an American poet that I really like. And mine is about Galway, where I live. I'm from Dublin originally, but I've been living in Galway for, I suppose, 23 years now. So mine is called Rain Cloud, N6, Crockwell, Galway, after Campbell McGrath. Now an anvil-shaped cloud is cow-eye blue and silver, falling grey and water-sodden, celestial green and Atlantic aqua, Connemara mountain light, Manturk blue, New Holland and Queen, true blue of the heavy heart, blue of mist-hovering tarmac, motorway sign blue, the blue of headstones leaning in a tidy graveyard, skin and eye blue, bruise and corpse blue, blue anvil morphing to a mushroom cloud, a flat plateau, spreading to spill its load over already sopping Crockwell, over the blue of Our Lady of Knock, blue of the Virgin of Hares, Virgin of Elections, Virgin of Petrol and Oak Tree, Virgin of Motorist and Schoolteacher, Virgin of Artist and Mother, Virgin of Loneliness, Virgin of Rain. My eldest son was 2 when we first moved to Galway, and he said, "It doesn't rain like this in Dublin." Galway is a very rainy county. Lovely but rainy. I'll read a Dublin poem now. I have a mild obsession with the Virgin Mary and the iconography around the Virgin Mary. So I'm very pleased with our halo to print here in the corner. I went to Belgium once and I saw a Black Madonna, and I was telling my dad about it, and he said, "Sure, we have our own Black Madonna in Clarendon Street Church." Not Clarendon Street. White Street. Actually, I wrote this poem, and then when my husband was proposing to me, he proposed to me, well, it was supposed to be beside Our Lady of Dublin in White Street Church, but this man kept harassing us, so we sort of sidled over to where St. Valentine's relics are instead. So it's probably more romantic to get engaged beside St. Valentine. Anyway, this is Our Lady of Dublin. I am the Black Madonna, Our Lady of Dublin by another name. I have no swinging pottery, even this crown is not my own. My downcast eyes and oak dark robes bear no marks from my colourful past. To save my skin, my paint was stripped. I was unwhited, de-blued, turned black. My back was torched, hollowed out with an awl, then filled with swill for the snuffling swine. I lolled for a time in a pawnbroker's window, watching all life unfurl along Clattery Capel Street. I crossed the soupy Liffey then, left the north side for the loftier south in the arms of a priest. Now I stand in relief against alabaster marble with a scatter of man-saints, Valentine, Albert, Jude. Jesus leaps in my arms, and the golden crown they top me with is shameless with jewels. I am the Black Madonna, Our Lady of Dublin by another name. I have no swinging pottery, even this crown is not my own. My downcast eyes and oak dark robes bear no marks from my colourful past. My first collection appeared in this anthology of 3 women poets, and I was the new poet being introduced. That was back in 2003. It seems like a very long time ago now. It's funny, I was reading through the poems to try and pick things to read. And I landed on this one because I'm very interested in history, social history, women's lives in particular, but this one is actually, it's a more male poem. It's called Scrimshaw. If you don't know what Scrimshaw is, it's when you sometimes see whalebone carved. Scrimshaw is the carvings that the whalers used to do to pass the time on the ship, and to sell these trinkets and to gift them to their lovers and wives back home. Scrimshaw. Before we reach final landfall, this piece will be scrimmed. A tooth plucked from the maw of a heaving sperm whale, his molar more precious to me than his head's oily milk. I've bathed it in brine, rubbed the ivory curve where the sharp skin slitched, buffed its butter-yellow length until it's ready to receive a veil of etchings and India ink. With the smallest of jackknives, I whittle the lines, carving at time, and the Susan bucks under me, greedy as a Nantucket hussy, pinioned by a sailor's weight. I don't make corset busks, jagging wheels, or yarn swifts, but carve the likeness of the one who craves for me at home, her arched belly as plump as a mainsail, full with wind. But as months roll into years, and whale song makes me weary, I chase her face to capture it down, and wonder if my offerings can be enough, a pouch of dollars and this piece of scrimshaw. My last collection came out in 2011, which seems an incredibly long time ago now. As I said, the novels have somewhat taken over. I suppose the beauty of new love. So the first one I'll read is called O Bad for Extraordinary Life. And O Bad is a poem that starts in the dawn. I'm wondering if it's appropriate for a church now. I'm just scanning. I'll read it anyway. In the afterglow, I watch your bear-like doves, snout tucked under one tattooed arm. The dawn starts its chorus, needing a witness, so I part the curtains and see a crow toss its wings into a hero's cloak before skydiving from phone wires. A cloud hangs like a balloon on a contrail string. You father and mother me, sister and brother me, though our heat and fervour don't talk of that. No, it's not our nights that say all about us, but our days and our nights. The hours dwindle in the ordinary sharings and partings of life. A dinner made together, lunches packed in school bags, bedtime stories read, the call of each Monday morning that sees you bound for the train, me to my desk. All around it hovers our love, rich and sure as honey, lifted from the bee-furred heart of a sunflower. I'll finish with a poem about my daughter who's with us here. Years ago, when I first was kind of doing these kind of events, and my sons stopped coming with us because they found them boring. When I was leaving, my middle son Finn would always say, "Read one about me." So I read one about Juno because she has the good grace to be here. I'm a big fan of the American short story writer Nuala O'Connor, and she kept peacocks, and she called her pea chicks peabitties. So I just love this word, peabitty, so I called the phone that. The phone? Peabitty for Juno at 18 months. The flaps opened and out you popped, Biddy in the box, one wing raised in a superheroine's salute. We put you there, cock and hen, rattling feathers and shrieking softly under canvas in a midland field. You are Emerald Peabody. The actual fact of you musters pride as we watch amazed at your evolution. How you stomp on sturdy legs and perfect your calls, the eow of your tribe, the vowels and consonants of ours. Safe passage, we cannot fly with you, but our nest will always be here, and we can guarantee a soft landing.